With you guys, it does feel good to see that. I mean, I like to watch that video every time before I go play because it keeps me pumped up because it reminds me of what I can do. But that's what I want to talk to you guys a little about tonight. Many of you have probably been through some situation in life where you had a difficult situation and you didn't really know how to handle it. So I want to share with you, my life hasn't always been roses and happy smiles. And nobody's life is ever that way all the time now, is it? Right? So let's talk. That's right. And there's a lot of pressure on the kicker in particular, right? But I'd like to show you guys a little presentation I put together. I've got a long version, but this is the short version. And show you a little bit about kind of a quick version of the chronicle of what I've been through a little bit in my life. And I showed these slides to Dennis, but I want to get you guys attention, first of all, right? Does anybody know what that is? That's a car, right? That is the car that I rode in back when I was 19 years old. I was in the back seat of that car. Here is the another angle of that car. Does that look like a car? Does it look like a car? Not really, maybe a little bit. Not a car you'd want to ride in, right? Here's the front of the car. I know you guys just ate, so we'll skip through that, but I've asked people, they said, you need to show this because it gets people's attention. Let me get over here. We got. Oops. Bear with us here for a second. So there's the inside of the car. There's the driver's side of the car. The inside of the car. That's where my good friend Jimmy Barnes is actually seated. This is Jimmy Barnes. Jimmy and I played on the same soccer team. Anybody play soccer before? Right? I played a lot of sports in my life. I played soccer, I played football, I played baseball. I think sports are essential. But Jimmy was a freshman at Central Methodist University. And when this accident, you saw that car? When this accident happened, Jimmy was in the car with us. He was the driver. And Jimmy didn't make it through the accident. You can see he kind of choked me up a little bit still to talk about. But Jimmy is in a better place right now. I've got to get my technology stuff on here. This is what I used to do for a living. But Jimmy's in a better place now. The driver that hit us was actually drunk, had a .21 blood alcohol content. Does anybody know what that means? Okay. Back in the day, a .1 used to be bad. That was the legal limit. A .21 means you're more than twice the legal limit of what you should have. And what that means is, this guy was very drunk to hit us. Jimmy Barnes was killed because of this accident. I was actually knocked into a coma and was given less than 50-50 odds to live or die. I wasn't there to see it. I don't remember it. But that's what I was told by the doctors, by my parents who were here tonight with me. But the point is, everyone is going to go through some type of difficult situation in their life. It's a matter of, what do you do after that situation? Right? I was fortunate. I have a wonderful father and mother who helped me, who told me what to listen to and what not to listen to, and helped me to believe to stay strong and to believe in myself. So far, what I've been able to do, just because I did manage to believe in myself, was to go on and get offered a tryout with the St. Louis Rams as a kicker. I was offered that opportunity because I went out and tried to find a place that I could use the abilities that I thought I had. I didn't sit around and cry about it. I didn't think about it. I went out and I did it. And I found a team, and there was a scout there who saw me kick a 51-yard field goal, and they offered me a tryout. Then Bobby April got fired from the St. Louis Rams, and that was the end of that. But it was neat to have the St. Louis Rams call. At the same time, I've had the opportunity to play for another very good football team. Anybody heard of the St. Louis Bulldogs? Right? That last picture kind of summarizes. Here I was, somebody that wasn't supposed to survive an accident. I was given less than 50-50 odds to live or die. I had my arms restrained, a breathing apparatus down my throat. My parents were told I wasn't going to make it. I got my arms out of the restraints. I pulled the breathing thing out of my throat. You know what they said? We think he's going to make it. Wonderful insight, right? But even after the accident, they talked about how I wasn't going to be able to reach my goals, how I was going to have to do things differently, how I was going to have to relearn all of the things I had learned before. And it did take some time to recuperate from what I went through. But I didn't quit. And I didn't listen to those doctors who said I wasn't ever going to make it. I went out and proved them all wrong because I believed in myself. And I went out, I was not going to give up, and I wasn't going to listen to somebody tell me what I couldn't do. My dad pulled me out of a doctor's office who tried to talk to us about how I might have to just settle. Do I ever have to settle? Does anyone ever have to settle? Right? You go on and reach your goals and your dreams because you want to. So this year we play for the St. Louis Bulldogs. An awesome team. We've got a couple coaches here. Where's Coach Chris? There he is. All right. Coach... I'm talking to Coach D. He's on the football team too. Coach D. Sewell. He's not here tonight. He couldn't make it. But this football really gives an opportunity for a lot of people to do what they love. Even if you don't make it to the NFL, you get to really meet some wonderful people. You get to reach some goals and accomplish some things in your life that are a lot more important than being an NFL player. Because now I get the chance to go around and talk to kids about what's happened to me and hopefully get to change their lives and give them something to believe in themselves about. So I want to touch on that quickly, and then I'll tell you a little bit about why I believe I'm here where I'm at. So there's the Bulldogs. We just lost in the quarterfinals in kind of a controversial game that the lights went out and we had to drive to Nashville and play, and it started off from the kick that they didn't get the kick because their lights went out and they missed the kick. So then we continued to play, and they threw a long touchdown, and we lost in overtime. Well, we were going to probably go to, I think, Chris, am I right? We were going to go to a national championship. We were better than some teams I like to believe. I always believe my team's better. How many of you guys think your team is better, right? And part of that belief in yourself and belief in your team and your team is what I want to talk a little bit about today. So I want to talk about this white screen up here. Okay, let me show you what I want to talk about. Here it is. First off, we talked about this a little bit. It is absolutely essential you believe in yourself. You have got to believe in yourself. You've got to fill your head every day with positive things that are always going to give you that edge, because your mind only knows what you tell it. Your mind only does what you tell it to do. And if you think about how you're going to fail, how you're going to miss, how you can't do what you think you're going to do, that's what your mind is going to do. But if you tell your mind, I can do this, you believe in it, you will get there. It's just a matter of you got to keep trying. Which leads me to the next thing. You got to give yourself the resources. You got to go out and be active. You got to find what it is you want to do. My mom's going to laugh at this a little bit because I put take piano lessons on there. I took piano lessons. And I learned how to play the piano a little bit back in the day. And it wasn't always my favorite thing to do, but I also played football. And I played baseball. But how would I ever have known if I was any good at playing baseball or the piano or football if I didn't try? Am I right? How many of you guys decided you just weren't going to try something because you didn't think you could do it? How do you know? How do you know if you can do it until you've tried? And then the first time you don't succeed, does that mean you can't do it? No, that just means you didn't succeed the first time. But you learned from it, and you're going to learn better to do better the next time. Even if doctors have told you you can't do it. Even if your friends tell you you can't do it. All right? It's entirely up to you. So...